Hey Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome to Let's Play Civilization 6 as Norway. Current plan is to engage in war with Wait, did I say Norway? I meant Hungary. I was trying to say I was going to go to war with Norway. Oh god. The alliance with Norway and Sweden ends in 3 turns, so we're just prepping for the war there. We will be taking Orbro, or Orbro, if we can. I think my capital has plenty of food, so I would like to harvest this rainforest, but I think in the end I'm just going to put a lumber mill on it because it's just as good as a mine. It has slightly less production, a little bit more food. I think it'll work out just fine. Poor little spy got caught, so we'll have to get him out. He did successfully steal enough gold to buy a shipyard? Not quite. Am I crazy? Should we not have enough money for this? Do I need to like update and go out of the city and go back in? What's going on? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I can buy the shipyard in here now, and the city will be able to build a library in just 6 turns. Let's get our spy to gain sources. Sorry, not to gain sources. I want to do the, wait, how do I... Wait, isn't there a thing I can do to get diplomatic visibility? Am I already doing that with Sweden? Am I crazy? Huh. Maybe I'll just wait until the alliance runs out. Finally able to clear out some of these barbs up here to the north. It's taken a while, but there's still more and more coming. We're only consuming 3 coal per turn, so I think it would be perfectly reasonable to look to upgrade some of these guys into battleships. Now, I would like to have, before I do that, I would like to unlock this and plug in drill manuals. So I think I'll get rid of expropriation because I don't plan on building any more settlers, and I'd like to plug in drill manuals and... not press gang, sorry. What is this? Forced modernization. I don't know if I want to keep press gangs in. I think I'll keep press gangs in for the foreseeable future, though. Although it's not really helping me with some of the things that I'm building, like the battleship armadas. It might be better to just skip out that. Although I'm not too far away from getting the thing that lets me produce all naval units faster over here at Cold War called International Waters. I think I'll just leave it the way it is. Let's not mess with it too much. I think I'm also going to upgrade this caravel to an ironclad. It's pretty cheap. So let's get 2 of these guys up into battleship formations. And I'll also want to get my hands on maybe some extra battleships to combine with these guys. And then I'll get them all into position, ready to attack Macedonia and take over these islands. And then maybe I'll start purchasing an army to push down to Pella. Of course, this scout is standing exactly where I want to settle for that oil, but that's fine. This spy did get a level up. I'm going to go ahead and take disguise on him so that he can get into enemy cities a little bit quicker. Let's pop up onto the island and settle on this oil next turn. Just unlocked computers, which will allow us to get drones as well as getting extra tourism. But I mean, the extra tourism doesn't matter. I actually thought about this a little bit more, and I think I'm not going to settle right on the oil because I can actually get that oil using a free builder that I'm getting from here. And then I'll just immediately get to work on a flood barrier to get that up and running. I will eventually tell the city to work these crabs and fish and stuff like that to get it growing, but for now, this is just fine. All right, sweet. So we got our next great admiral. I'm going to recruit this guy, for this is modern and atomic era, and I believe, if I'm recalling correctly, that the battleship is a modern era unit. Yes, it is. So we will be able to get the benefit of this great admiral at long last. And since he only really gives loyalty, I might teleport him over to fight Macedon, or I might teleport him over here. I think it'd probably be better to teleport him over to fight Macedon. So let's teleport him over here while I get some of these units moving out. This little scout unit is being annoying, so I want to get rid of it so that I can actually settle this. Now, next turn is when all of my alliances run out, so we will be ready to declare war on everyone and just completely obliterate them, hopefully in a few turns, without too much trouble. Misalk has completed its arena, so its amenities are a little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and take the time to swing down here and grab another maybe battleship or ironclad armada. I'm really not sure what I want to do. You know what, let's just work on an ironclad armada. They'll eventually become destroyers. Privateer completed over here in Pex, so I just want to get myself another spy. I'd like to have a spy established over in America. This spy I'm going to send to Washington to start stealing cash from Washington and just generally hurting them. Now, since next turn is the turn where all of my alliances will run out, I'm going to be well prepared to take Orbro and hit Linköping as well. Now, getting Göteborg is going to be a little bit more difficult. That's going to require some serious work in terms of having gold saved up. So once I have a little bit of gold, I'll probably get a unit down here, maybe like a bombard or something, or artillery. I'll need enough gold to buy an artillery. How much are artillery, actually, out of curiosity? I don't have artillery unlocked. That might be a good thing to unlock. So in preparation for having my airplanes able to hit their cities, I'm going to go ahead and take Orbro this turn if I can. I'll use my airplanes just to completely obliterate the city's defenses and take it with an ironclad, like so. There we go. Now it belongs to me. I will, of course, be keeping this. I guess I could, in theory, liberate it to Sweden and then take it again next turn and use the 100 Diplo favor to steal all of someone's money. I'm going to just keep the city. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to use it as a base of operations. Let me go ahead and find Victor and plug him into that new city. I have so many cities. I have to like scroll down the list. Let's also grab ourselves this airplane and we'll rebase it in Orbro. All right, so the time has come. Now, I don't think it's going to take 30 turns to clear these guys out. So I might just look to get friendships with Teddy and not actually get alliances with them. And the idea is, oh, he's not interested in an alliance anymore. That's actually okay with me. So if he's not interested in an alliance with me, let's go ahead and jump straight into Casus Belli. Looks like I don't have a Casus Belli, so we are going to have to do a surprise war. Boom. On Sweden. Let's get that underway. Now, Linkoping, let's get to work on making sure this city falls this turn. They're pretty tough cities. I'm not going to beat around the bush. Let's get as many units in as close a proximity as possible and hammer it down. Let's also use this airplane. Sorry, I'm going to use this airplane to hit the city and then capture it with my caravel. That'll give me a little bit more loyalty pressure in this area. I'm going to, of course, appoint Amani and plug her into that new city. Then I'll bring my aircraft over, rebase him here, and I'll be able to use it to take over these cities, for example, next turn. Now, I need to get like some sort of mobile unit to capture cities, and I don't have enough for a cuirassier. So what I'm going to do is see if I can sell some stuff to the AI to grab a bit of cash. Alexander would give me about 40 gold per turn, so I'm just going to take that as raw upfront gold, which is about 850, I would say. Yeah, about 850 gold, and that'll be enough for me to get a cuirassier, which I can use to capture cities. So let me go ahead and plug in here and grab a cuirassier. And really all I need is just a unit that is fairly mobile that can like run around and capture stuff for me. I'm going to need another fast unit, but for now this will work just fine. Let's also pop in and get some pillages because, you know, that's worth stuff. And let's also see if we can get rid of these units hanging around the ocean. And I'm going to start moving my navy around the peninsula with them too. We'll of course be keeping this city. Now the loyalty is a bit shaky in these cities, so we need to start lowering the amount of pressure we're taking from Gothenburg. This city is likely to go independent, which is fine. Now we're going to go ahead and run the listening post mission here to be able to get a little bit of a higher combat strength against Sweden. You can see here the diplomatic visibility here is giving me +3 combat strength, which is not much, admittedly. It's also time to declare a surprise war on Alexander. Now he has a decent amount of grievances against me already, but that's fine. We'll just swing in and start doing some serious damage to him. Let's get all the frigates in range and let's get both of our battleships in range as well. First things first, let's hammer the walls with the battleships because they do the most amount of damage to those walls. They'll bring them down the fastest, like so. And there goes Chalkidiki. I don't think I'm going to capture that city just yet. I'm going to try to get all these cities pretty low before I capture them. I'm also going to settle this city up here to grab that oil that I was looking for. Probably should have settled off the oil, but it's fine. I completely forgot to bring my Great Admiral over here, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. Oh my God, looks like there was a gigantic drought in the Norwegian territory. Now we can get artillery, which is exactly what we want. We do have a big loyalty problem in here, and this city is going to flip independent this turn. So I want to capture another city to leapfrog my aircraft away. I can bring my cavalry over here to hit this city, but I can't quite do enough damage to it. Let's go ahead and use Gothenburg. We hit it with the aircraft, and now we can crash into it with our cavalry. And we captured that city, and we'll teleport this aircraft over to Gothenburg, and we'll just keep running alongside the continent. And in the meantime, we're going to be running around the continent with our navy to capture the other city to the north. Just trying to hit them so hard and so fast that their head spins and they have no way to recover. I'm also going to go ahead and reassign Liang now to this new city. I want to just have as much loyalty saved as possible to buy just as much time and not have these cities flip independent when I'm not ready for it. I do need to keep an eye out for these strategics. I'm going to put a pin down here to remember to get this aluminum online so that I can have more aircraft. I'll also put a pin on this because there's a fort right there. Just to remind myself that there's aluminum that I want here so that when I take Norway, I can start building more aircraft. Now, gold-wise, we're in a bit of a shaky spot, so we'll have to try and fix that. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep trading with America and Canada until I'm ready to declare war on them. Now that we have artillery unlocked, I'd like to unlock combustion as well. That'll give me some embarkation speed. More importantly, I'll be able to get offshore oil rigs. I have my very first battleship armada finished up here. And in fact, I think I got 2 of them on the same turn, which is pretty neat. Let's keep trading with Canada and America. I will just grab the flood barrier in here just because it'll only take 1 turn and I may as well. Flood barriers, I'm just grabbing flood barriers for the sake of it, really. It's not a super important thing to do, but it's kind of just keeping my cities busy. I'm not trading with city-states. I want to trade with players because when I go to war with players, if I go to war with someone and I'm trading with a city-state, that might leave my trade routes open to being pillaged. I am pretty low on trade routes right now, so it might be a good idea to just queue them up. I'll just queue up a bunch of trade routes in the capital so that we can get them back up and running, so we can keep our money and income nice and high. Now that we have oil, we can actually get our hands on some submarines, which is great. I'm going to focus on getting these submarine armadas up first, because they use a decent amount of oil. We are accumulating 6 oil per turn, which is a really good amount. And we're only a couple of civics away from getting conservation, which will allow us to produce even more aluminum and oil. So let's capture Chalkidiki this turn so that I can move my navy through this passage. I'm going to go ahead and grab Reina now. She is actually a source of a lot of my gold, so I might move Magnus because he's less important to me. I'll stick him into Chalkidiki just to get a little bit of loyalty pressure so we can have a few extra turns to capture these other cities. Let's go ahead and secure Alexandrietta first, because that's going to be important. I'll hit it with the battleships first, because they do more damage, and then I'll bring in the frigates to do the same thing. I completely forgot to bring my Great General up for these guys. Unfortunately, they're not going to apply to these frigates, which sucks, but it is what it is. And we'll rip this city's walls down, and we'll be able to capture this next turn, and we'll reduce the amount of loyalty pressure that we're suffering here. So we've got a little bit of a problem. There's a few enemy units running around inside my territory. Let's at least soften them up. I can't really get them out of the way. Let's use my aircraft now to hit Stockholm, so that I can get lowering the health of that city so I can capture it. It'll take a little bit of work, but 2 aircraft attacks already doing a significant amount of the damage that's required. We're also going to get units in position to capture their other city, Norrköping, here. I'm going to need to bring this caravel over, which does mean that loyalty is going to be a bit harder in here, but that's okay. I even captured a builder for good measure. All right, we'll do a little bit of damage to the city this turn, but next turn will be when we really do damage to it. All right, let's gain sources in Washington so we can steal gold more effectively. I'll also send this spy over to... Oh, Jesus, I clicked somewhere incorrectly. Oh my God, I did it again. Things are going a little bit wild here. I'm trying to get over to Canada. I want to start stealing from their capital, Ottawa. All right, Alexandrietta is ready to fall. Let's go ahead and just hit it once with this unit, just to bring it down to 0 health, and then capture it with my ironclad. There we go. The city now belongs to me. Let's get all of our frigates in range of Ampolis, or Amphipolis. I'm not really sure how to say that city's name, so I won't try too hard. We'll also get our nice battleships in range over here. Now, these guys are long enough range. Oh my God, I might have to deal with some of these units that are running around. That's actually a significant problem. Well, I'll shoot this city with this guy, and then I'll shoot this unit here. I got rid of that one. I want to ideally shoot things that can shoot me back, which are these guys. So now they're all gone, and we don't have to worry about that. We will, of course, be keeping this city, and loyalty pressure will not be so bad up here now that we've taken both of these. My cities do 92 base damage with their attacks, which is really great. You want to buy my oil? I'm not willing to sell my oil. Thank you. I appreciate the offer, though. Natural history is finished, which does unlock the thermal bath, which is a pretty damn powerful ability for us to use in my theater squares. I don't really get the full benefits of it, unfortunately, because I don't really have a whole lot of those thermal, whatchamacallums? The geothermal fissures, but the extra 2 amenities and 2 production to every city in the local area is pretty damn nice. So I may as well plug in a thermal bath inside of a couple of my cities in here. Right, time for Stockholm to fall. So we'll hit it with this aircraft, and then we'll hit it with this aircraft. Now, loyalty in here is a bit of a problem. Maybe capturing this will sort that out, but I'm doubtful of it. But capturing Stockholm is important because it is their capital city, and we will be keeping it. And I'm probably going to move Liang over there to keep the loyalty nice and high to buy me more time. In the meantime, Norrköping, my caravel is just out of range, so we will have to wait until next turn to capture that. But we can get it down to a capturable amount of health, which is not an issue whatsoever. And then with these other 2 guys, we can start working on Umea. All right, Amphipolis, or Amphipolis, or whatever your name is. It's time for you to fall. Let's grab you with this ironclad. Now that belongs to me. I'm going to reassign Magnus out of that city down to Amphipolis. I have no idea how to say the city's name. We're going to try to use our frigates and stuff like that to clear out some of these. None of these units are really a threat to me, so I'm probably just going to make my way down towards Aige. Let's get all of our frigates down here into range alongside the Great Admiral. Right, we're in position to start hitting a guy, or whatever the city's name is, Aige. All right, we're hitting it, and the city should fall down in next turn. Oh, you don't actually have range, unfortunately. Well, I'll leave you there for now. We'll, of course, keep this city. We've got 12 turns of loyalty. Repairing monuments everywhere that I can. It would also be maybe a good idea to grab suzerainty of some stuff. Would be a good idea to grab level 2 in both of these. I'm trying to see if there's any amenities on the table, because amenities are a bit of a problem for me right now. I guess I could take suzerainty of Lisbon if I wanted to protect my traders, which I'm not against that idea. And then I guess I could take suzerainty of Babylon as well. I could in theory levy their military, which would give me some extra ability to keep them under my sway, like, but they're not really in like useful positions to levy a military. I haven't really been able to make good use of that ability this game. A, because I wasn't really able to get suzerainty, and B, I didn't have the money to get suzerainty, or to make use of the levied units, and I was just never really in a position to make use of it in the first place. It just didn't really work out. I've also got some nice strategics in here that I can take advantage of. Need to get a builder over here. Now, funny enough, we actually did capture the Alhambra, which means I can plug press gangs up into the top area, because I know I have an extra military policy, and I don't need to have it down here in my wild card, which means I can plug something else in. Liberalism looks like a pretty reasonable one to plug in here, a nice bunch of amenities across my entire empire. So I'm kind of tempted to plug that one in, because I am having some big problems with amenities throughout my empire. Like if I go up here and I have a peek at my city status, you can see most of them were not content before this, but now they are. That was a pretty big deal. That's also going to help me fighting the loyalty problem if I'm capturing cities with at least 2 districts that are functional. Let's send this spy over to Nidaros, because I want to start conquering him too. And we'll get our fleet. We've almost got our fleets in position. I would like another submarine over here to be able to move in and do a bunch of damage to Bandar Brunei, liberate that. Skeedsmo is going to be a bit of a different tribulation or trial, or whatever you want to say. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say that fascism should get a wildcard slot. They're probably going to vote for whatever my government is to lose a wildcard slot, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to say that maybe cultural city-states, and I'll vote for myself for this, and I'll also vote up the Nobel Prize. Not that I really care about most of those things. They're not super impactful in the current game. Looks like democracy won out scientific city-states, and I lost 3 Diplo points, and I did in fact pass the Nobel Prize in Literature. So let's make sure we take out a guy. All right, if we hit it one more time with this guy, not only will he level up, but that city will be gone, and now we can capture it with this caravel. Excellent. So this city now belongs to me, and I can start using it to shoot his units and clear them out. I will need to purchase a cuirassier here to capture some of these other cities. I'll also need to start moving a navy down here to capture cities like this. And in fact, I'm going to get started on that move right now. In the meantime, let's start hammering Cahokia, because I would like to liberate that someday. Although I don't really want to be taking hits while I'm doing that, so let's back up. We'll of course be keeping this city, and we'll be moving Magnus along. Again, just constantly moving your governors around is fine to preserve your loyalty. Okay, Norrköping is about to fall. Let's grab it. I'm going to shoot it one more time with an armada. There we go, and then we'll take it. Now it belongs to me. Excellent. Orebro did not go independent yet, which is a good sign. Now Karlstad, Västerås, and Tromsø are all cities that I can probably take with my navy alone. I need to actually get vision of Tromsø before I can do that, so that's a bit of a problem. My bombers are ready for promotions, so let me go ahead and see if I can't swing through this city a little bit. Go ahead and shoot Karlstad. I'm going to turn you into a submarine right now because I just need more damage on the field. Umeå will fall next. Karlstad will be soon. I'm going to hit Karlstad with my airplane to break its wall so it can't shoot my units. And I'll also hit Västerås so that maybe my cuirassier can capture it this turn. There we go. We captured Västerås. Excellent. I will keep this city and keep this city. Loyalty is a little bit of a problem, but we have almost captured everything. Now, Sweden is trying to come back at me with a small little army of units, but I think I should be able to handle this without too much of an issue. They're only embarked units, so they're not scary at all. Let's get this oil online with this builder. Oh my god, that's a Petra oil. Look at that Petra oil. That's amazing. So Orebro went independent, which is fine. I'm totally happy with that outcome. I would like to capture Umeå, so I'm going to shoot it with this guy. I'm going to bring the caravel over and capture the city this turn. Then we'll work on killing Karlstad as well. That'll take a turn or two just to take this down. Although I should be able to chain kill these cities together without too much of an issue. Karlstad's almost ready to fall. I'm going to bring my cuirassier over to Tromsø and then shoot it or attack it with one of my planes to bring its health down. In fact, I'll attack it with both of my planes and then capture it with this cuirassier. The cuirassier does need a promotion, and that's Sweden basically dead. Sweden will be dead next turn. There is a bit of a city-state emergency. I'm actually okay with that passing. The city-state emergency. I don't know why I can't. I need at least 30 diplomatic favor. Maybe I could trade for some? Okay, he won't give me any diplo favor. He won't give me any diplo favor. And Norway won't give me any diplo favor. Well, that's unfortunate. I would have totally passed this if I had the diplo favor. We'll keep these cities as we say. Oh, I could liberate I could liberate Tromsø. Oh, that's just evil. I could liberate Tromsø. And now I have enough diplomatic favor to put this resolution up for vote. Oh, that's evil. Oh, that's pure evil. Oh my god. Oh my god, that is so wrong. That is so wrong, but it felt so right to do. Let's take out this bombard so we can't be annoying with my nice long-range battleship. Bandar Brunei will be something we need a few ships to take care of. Don't worry about that for now. I think this will be enough to take that on, and then we'll recapture Orbro when the time comes. Let's work on plastic so we can do offshore oil rigs. Alexandria Profetstar, whatever. I don't know how to say this city's name, but this is going to be falling next. It'll take a few turns to kill it, but I'm not too worried about it. Probably will only take like 2 or 3 turns to kill that city. And Pella needs to die too. I need to have enough money to get a cuirassier in here. Ideally, I would have an aircraft in here. I'm probably going to have to like wait until I can get an aircraft over here to take Pella. But that's not a big concern. I do have a bit of a problem of loyalty in Amphipopolis. So maybe I could assign Victor to there for now. The Maori are making demands of me, which, you know, I'm just going to ignore. All right, there's a couple of there's a couple of emergencies going. I'm going to vote for the emergency against Norway, and I'm going to vote down the emergency against me in the hopes that that works. I don't know if it is, but I'll give it a go. Ah, there was enough votes down here to prevent this from happening. Looks like Harold had enough votes in his bank, but I did have enough downward votes myself to cancel the military emergency, which worked out pretty well in my favor. All right, Karlstad, your time has come. Let me go ahead and make sure that you're on 0 health, so this Caravel won't die when it attacks you. And there we go. Karlstad belongs to me. Sweden is dead. Awesome. That will give me a big boost of grievances against all other players, but I'm not worried about grievances at this point. At this point, my army is so terrifying and so fast and so dangerous that it's really not a big deal. I am making an extra 2 aluminum per turn, so it might be a good idea to get myself another one of these bombers. So I'm going to cancel all those traders and then come all the way down here and start building more bombers. Also want to get this oil online so I can get more battleships and stuff like that. I think it's almost time to liberate Bandar Brunei. Looks like Brussels is at war with me, which is a bit unfortunate, so I'm going to have to kill some of their units. This cuirassier needs to get a level up and preferably also a promotion to a tank so they can keep its momentum up. Let's get some of these units heading down to Nidaros and stuff like that. If I can get Nidaros down by using these guys. And the nice thing as well is I can transition this military, some of these guys over to Alexander to start taking out his cities, and I can transition some of them over to the other front line with Norway over the next few turns. Anyway, let's head over here and start hitting Alexander's cities. First, I think that's a priority for me. Will take quite a while to bring these cities down, and I also need to clear out Cahokia and get myself another cuirassier in here or something like that. Yeah, I need to clear out these units. In fact, I need to take these promotions. The +1 range would be huge if I could get it. I don't know if that's really going to work out, but we'll give it a go. All right, Alexandria over here needs to fall. There we go. The city is now down. Only took me 2 turns to get that city, and then I can swing in and grab it. Now it belongs to me. I will, of course, be keeping that city. Loyalty is a bit of a problem in here, but it's not the end of the world. I will also see if I can grab Suwon. Suwon back, because I'm pretty sure they captured that from me. All right, Alexandria Troas is coming down. It shouldn't be too hard to kill. I should be able to swing in over with this guy to kill that next turn. I've also got a bit of my work cut out for me. I am losing loyalty in here. I've killed out most of the things over here that kind of offend me. Oh, you can't actually shoot there. That's unfortunate. But yeah, I need to get rid of some of these units that are guarding the city. If I can do that, then I'll be in much better shape. Let's go ahead and get you to start coming down this way down south. All right, I'm going to go ahead and unlock uranium. This will give me access to destroyers and aircraft carriers. Aircraft carriers are going to be pretty important. I'm going to have to try and get my hands on one if I can to be able to move my navy around. Sorry, not my navy, move my navy and air force together rather than relying on cities as places to launch my air power from. Right, let's upgrade this cuirassier to a tank, and then next turn, now that my aircraft are in position, we'll get to work on killing Norway's cities. Navy isn't going to be so useful for Norway, but I think the air power will do everything that we need it to. Also got another coal mine online. That's going to allow me to get a few more of my frigates upgraded into battleships, which will mean more of my power will be expressed at range 3 rather than range 2. Norway wants to be friends. I'm not going to accept his friendship because I'm trying to kill him. I want Bandar Brunei liberated. And I want a bunch of other good stuff to happen too that I'm looking forward to. All right, Suwon, you're next. We shall start to hammer you with my units like so. I'll bring the Ironclad in to capture that city. Boom, now it belongs to me. Excellent. I could liberate Korea, which would give me 300 diplomatic favor. Now that's a nice meme. Right there. That's a funny ass thing that I could do. That would be so funny if I were to do this. Oh man, it's just too funny not to do. Just get myself 300 diplomatic favor. They even got a free settler out of it. Amazing. Hey Canada, do you want to buy my diplomatic favor that I just got? Oh yes. Oh my god. This is stupid. Thank you so much, Canada. I really appreciate it. Caravel didn't quite have enough range to get over here, but that's fine. The city will fall next turn, and we can get a few more of our boats moving up to the north to start dealing with this stuff as well. Alright, Alexandria, it's time for you to think. The one thing that I really like about submarines is they fire torpedoes at cities. That is just incredibly satisfying to me. Anyway, this gold is pretty important because I need to get myself a bomber that I can start moving towards Macedon. In fact, can I rebase you? I can get a bomber over here. And this is the bomber that's going to kill Pella. So that works pretty well for me. Now, I was planning on declaring war this turn. And you know what? Now is as good a turn as any. Let's go and talk to Norway. We will declare a surprise war on him and start just obliterating his cities one by one. First things first, we need to get vision on Tromsø and then use our air power to take down the city's health and then capture it with the tank, giving us the city of Tromsø. And now we have a bombardment that we can use against their units to prevent any shenanigans happening. I have no idea how these caravels got into this city. I'm not going to question it. But I can kill them one by one using my encampment here. Let's shoot Bandar Brunei a couple of times and then get in there with our boats. Next turn, we'll be able to liberate that. Let's also get to work on just peppering down some of these cities to make them soft and easy to capture. Like so. We'll also bring our submarine over here to torpedo the city. Alright, we'll be able to roll through and kill these. I should really have a couple more melee units to really finish these off nice and quick, but that'll be just fine. Listening post is the right move against Norway. I've also got some boats here. I'm going to have you pull back. I do have enough coal to turn you into a battleship, and I would like to start hitting Pella, but I won't be able to do that next turn, and I should really get Cahokia liberated too. I'm going to need to have enough money to be able to buy a melee unit to get over and capture Pella as well as Cahokia. But in the meantime, things are working out just fine for me as they stand. There is combined arms. I think another city just went independent somewhere. I can't remember where or see where. Let me have a look. Breakaway. Ah, yeah. Alexandria Propstasia went independent. I have no idea how to say that city's name. I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to bother. All right, there's Alexandria Troas. Now we'll start using this aircraft to bombard Pella. There we go. City strength is starting to come down. Cahokia shall fall as well. Now, could I get like a really cheap melee unit in this city? No, it's going to have to be something like a tank, which is going to take a couple of turns of saving up cash. I'm going to bring my tank over here. Oh, I can't get vision of Sarpsborg. That is unfortunate. So I'll have to pop him up onto that hill so that I can get proper vision and just rip down the walls with my bomber. I will, of course, be keeping these cities wherever available, and I'll also be taking promotions just to get extra movement and all that sort of jazz. Alexandria is another key city that I would like to kill. Let's get them positioned correctly around. Now, I should also pillage some of these, trade routes too. Might be a good idea. But it'll take a while to bring this city down because it's pretty tough. It's got 83 combat strength and a whole bunch of stuff garrisoning it. In the meantime, we can actually make destroyers now, which means I'm less worried about building naval melee units. And we can also get aircraft carriers, and we also have access to uranium if we want to get some nuclear bombs. The unfortunate reality is I don't think I found a single source of uranium inside my empire. Let's have a look. Now, there's one down here in the far southwest. There's one over here in Bjarkøy. There's one over here in Baltimore. And there's one up on this island that is not settled and is covered in barbarians. God damn it. I'm going to have to settle this barbarian island just to get some uranium. Well, let's go ahead and find a unit to go clear that island out. There we go. We'll take this frigate and I'll have to purchase myself a settler, which means I'll have to delay other stuff too. Settlers are real expensive at this point in the game though, so it's going to be a hard old sell to do that. We have double submarine armadas finishing. Let's get them moving. Mohenjo-Daro will trade with Canada and America because those are the only places that are safe to trade with for me. Need to keep that gold rolling on through. Let's rebase you over to Tromsø. I need a unit garrison. Oh no, the loyalty in here is just fine actually. Oh no, I moved my ironclad away from Bandar Brunei. I am a dum-dum. That was a very silly move on my behalf. I really do need more naval melee units. Hopefully this destroyer armada is finished in somewhat resembling a reasonable amount of time. You know, in reality, I don't actually need destroyer armadas. I could just switch this to a regular destroyer, and sure, I would probably lose a little bit of my production, but I really just need them to be able to hit cities for me. They don't need to actually be good or strong. Their job is just to capture, not to actually, like, fight. This city that I liberated from Korea is now going independent because there's so much loyalty pressure on it. Amazing. I love this game. This game is so much fun. Alexandria, time for you to meet your maker and take a whole bunch of damage. Wow, that's really not a lot of damage. I was expecting more. Well, let's keep hammering Pella. The walls are coming down rapidly now, so I will need that unit. I think the first things first, though, I want to get that uranium online. So let's go ahead and purchase ourselves a settler up here. We're gonna need some sort of tank or something over here, and then we're also gonna need to buy some other stuff. So it's like there's so much stuff that I just need. Really and truly, I could use a privateer up here to capture this, but I think it'll be fine. Otherwise, I might be able to use this builder to capture. All right, we got 2 destroyers that we can use as melee capture units. Excellent. We've also got a couple of submarines moving in to assist. Okay, so we hammered Sarpsborg with our bombers. Well, we did it with one of them. Let's hit another one. Maybe I could have moved my bomber this turn, but we're going to take Sarpsborg this turn with the tank. Excellent. We get to kill more of these caravels that have been sent to the wayside inside these little lakes. We can get this online now, but I don't have a builder in the area. I'll have to get a builder online for this aluminum eventually. We actually do have room for more aircraft, and we are building them. Let's go ahead and keep that city. I need to get my hands on an aircraft carrier too. So I have to figure out maybe where I could get one of those. I think I might build an aircraft carrier over here in Pex. It'll take 13 turns, but if I can get it online, it'll be helpful. Loyalty over here is no longer an issue just because I have an established foothold. And you can see how the map has changed. In a single hour of gameplay, we have basically crushed almost everyone that was nearby. Canada and America are going to be a different beast. I'm probably going to have nukes to be able to properly deal with them. But in due time, we will be able to take them on. Now, America is getting a little bit spicy with his science progress, so we'll probably have to kill him first. But we only have to take his capital, and the same with Canada, and his capital is pretty vulnerable. We can actually swing in and just take out maybe just a few of these cities and go straight for Ottawa. We're very, very close to our win condition. I could probably hammer this out in just one more episode, all right? I love you all very much. I hope you guys are enjoying this very different style, this very different series, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!